Chinese hackers have quickly begun exploiting a newly revealed vulnerability in React server components, raising significant security concerns. This flaw, known as React2Shell, allows for unauthenticated remote code execution and poses a critical risk to affected systems. The vulnerability, identified as CV 2025-55182, was disclosed on December 5, 2025, and has already been weaponized by two Chinese hacking groups, Lamia and Jackpot Panda. These actors were detected attempting to exploit the flaw just hours after its public announcement. Major tech company Amazon Web Services reported these activities, linking them to infrastructure historically associated with state-sponsored threat actors. In this video, we'll explore the details of the React2Shell vulnerability, the groups involved, and the broader implications for cybersecurity. If you find this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals. In the aftermath of the React2Shell vulnerability disclosure, the rapid mobilization of Chinese hacking groups highlights a concerning trend in cyber exploitation. Within mere hours of the announcement, both Lamia and Jackpot Panda were identified as active exploiters, demonstrating their agility in capitalizing on newly revealed weaknesses. This swift response underscores the alarming capabilities of state-affiliated actors in the realm of cyber warfare. The vulnerability, with a CVSS score of 10.0, is particularly severe, allowing for unauthenticated remote code execution. The potential for damage is amplified by the fact that the two hacking groups have a history of targeting critical sectors, including financial services and government organizations. This broad targeting strategy raises questions about the intent behind their operations, whether they are primarily for espionage, financial gain, or both. In addition to exploiting the React2Shell vulnerability, these groups have shown a tendency to leverage multiple vulnerabilities simultaneously, as evidenced by their use of end-day flaws like CV 2025-1338. This approach indicates a systematic and opportunistic methodology that allows them to maximize their reach and impact across various systems. The involvement of infrastructure linked to previous attacks, such as the supply chain compromise of the COM100 chat application, suggests a continuity in tactics and targets. This pattern of behavior not only highlights the sophistication of these groups but also points to a broader strategy of exploiting trusted third-party relationships to infiltrate networks. Furthermore, the recent outage experienced by Cloudflare, which was attributed to a patch aimed at mitigating the React2Shell vulnerability, illustrates the wider implications of such vulnerabilities on global internet infrastructure. This incident serves as a reminder that the ripple effects of a single exploit can extend far beyond the immediate targets, potentially disrupting services for millions of users. As the situation evolves, the cybersecurity community is left to ponder the effectiveness of current defenses and the need for more robust measures to protect against such swift and coordinated attacks. The emergence of React2Shell not only highlights the vulnerabilities inherent in widely used technologies but also serves as a wake-up call for organizations to reassess their security postures in an increasingly hostile cyber landscape. The React2Shell vulnerability is poised to have far-reaching implications across multiple sectors, particularly given the swift response from threat actors like Lamia and Jackpot Panda. These groups have demonstrated a clear capability to exploit this flaw, emphasizing the urgent need for organizations to prioritize cybersecurity measures. In the financial services sector, the potential for unauthorized access to sensitive data could lead to significant financial losses and erosion of consumer trust. With hackers targeting institutions that handle transactions and personal information, the repercussions could extend beyond immediate financial damages to long-term reputational harm. Logistics and retail sectors are also at risk, as attacks could disrupt supply chains and inventory systems. A successful exploitation could lead to operational downtime, affecting everything from order fulfillment to customer satisfaction. Given the interconnected nature of modern logistics, a breach in one organization could have a cascading effect on partners and suppliers. Moreover, educational institutions and government organizations are not immune. The exploitation of React2Shell could allow attackers to infiltrate networks, accessing confidential research data or sensitive governmental communications. This could not only compromise national security but also undermine academic integrity and research partnerships. The cyber threat landscape is further complicated by the ongoing trend of domestic surveillance, particularly with groups like Jackpot Panda focusing on Chinese-speaking victims. This indicates a dual threat. While they exploit vulnerabilities for financial gain, they may also be gathering intelligence on political dissidents or other targets within China. The broader implications of this vulnerability are underscored by the simultaneous exploitation of other end-day flaws, highlighting a systematic approach by attackers to maximize their reach. Organizations must remain vigilant, not only patching the React2Shell vulnerability but also addressing other potential weaknesses within their systems to mitigate the risk of coordinated attacks. As the situation evolves, the impact of React2Shell will likely continue to unfold, necessitating a proactive stance from businesses and institutions across all sectors to safeguard their digital assets against this emerging threat. In light of the React2Shell vulnerability, organizations must prioritize immediate mitigation efforts to safeguard their systems. The first step involves updating to the latest versions of React 19.0.1, 19.1.2, or 19.2.1, where the flaw has been addressed. This patching process should be accompanied by a comprehensive review of existing security protocols, ensuring that all software dependencies are up to date and vulnerabilities are systematically managed. As cyber threat actors are known to exploit multiple vulnerabilities concurrently, organizations should implement a multi-layered defense strategy. This includes deploying advanced threat detection tools that can identify unusual patterns of behavior, such as the execution of discovery commands or unauthorized file access attempts. Regular security audits and vulnerability assessments will be crucial in identifying potential weaknesses before they can be exploited. Monitoring network traffic for indicators of compromise is also essential. Given the observed behavior of attackers, including attempts to scan for unpatched systems, organizations should enhance their logging and monitoring capabilities. This proactive approach will facilitate the early detection of intrusion attempts linked to the React2Shell vulnerability and other related exploits. In addition, collaboration with cybersecurity firms and information-sharing platforms can provide valuable intelligence on emerging threats. Engaging with industry peers can lead to a more robust understanding of the tactics used by threat actors, particularly those linked to state-sponsored hacking groups. By sharing insights and strategies, organizations can collectively bolster their defenses against ongoing and future cyber threats. Finally, organizations should remain vigilant and adaptable, continuously reassessing their security posture in response to the evolving threat landscape. As the situation develops, staying informed about new exploitations and mitigation techniques will be critical to maintaining resilience against attacks stemming from vulnerabilities like React2Shell. If you found this update helpful, please like, share, and subscribe to InfoSec Now for the latest cybersecurity news. Your support really helps us continue building useful content for cybersecurity professionals.